swinging its way into your living room or wherever you play video games. Might be in your bedroom. I mean, it's more the swinging part that's relevant. And while the game's pretty decent at explaining stuff, sometimes it relies on your intuition heavily. Now, I don't have a spider sense, so sometimes I just need it spelled out. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, 10 things Marvel's Spider-Man 2 doesn't tell you. Starting off with number 10, if you turn off swing assist, the game plays a lot like the original Spider-Man 2. Which is a funny sentence because Spider-Man 2 is a sequel. So it's an original and a sequel because there's another Spider-Man 2 and we're playing it now. Whoa, we're really swinging across the Spider-Verse now, aren't we? Anyway, there was one common complaint about the original Spider-Man. Web swinging was a little bit forgiving for their taste. Some also thought it was floaty. Now, I don't know if I entirely agree. And by default, the sequel is functionally the same as the first Insomniac title. But if you look in the options, you'll see that this game lets you adjust the swing assist setting. And they are not for show. They really change up how the game plays. By default, swing steering assistance is set to 10. But if you really like Spider-Man 2, which is what most people who make this complaint compare this game to, and want that feeling, oh wow, it's here. Just crank that assist down to 0. That's all that needs to be changed. If you're a real masochist, you can turn on fall damage as well, but that doesn't even exist in the 2004 game, so I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyway, the difference is obvious. You're way more at the mercy of the physics. Every swing needs to be more carefully controlled, and keeping up the momentum can be legitimately difficult. At first, it just feels slower overall because you start off slower and you have to build up speed. But with enough skill, you can rocket through New York even with the assists turned off. It's not how I would personally recommend people play the game, but if you're really nostalgic for the Treyarch Spider-Man 2, I don't know. This is the way you would go for that.
Why is a whole spider?
At number 9, there are skills that you should be unlocking pronto. Pretty much all the skills in Spider-Man 2 are pretty good. They all serve some function, but there's a few that stand out that I want to highlight as higher priorities to get first. If we were talking about the first Spider-Man, we wouldn't really even be talking about this, but Spider-Man 2 is different. The game, it's going to mess you up. Not necessarily at first, but about 2/3 of the way through, the kid gloves really come off. And even on normal, I found myself dying a lot, so having the right skills can be very helpful. The web throw in the shared skill tree is a classic. It makes it so you can swing around a webbed up enemy and damage everybody nearby, and when you throw them, they're automatically stuck to whatever surface they hit. This was an early one, got a ton of use out of it. Combo resupply, also deceptive in how useful it is, and it's pretty early on in the skill tree as well. Its description makes it sound pretty useless. It, quote, adds a chance for a free gadget shot at the end of a 4-hit combo, end quote. If you're not using gadgets, this isn't worth a lot, but you really should be using gadgets all the time. Like, they're easy to quick throw this time around, and that can really trivialize certain enemy types. There's no spoilers here, but getting free recharges of one specific gadget is a huge lifesaver near the end of the game, and at that point the skill is practically essential. The last skill takes longer to unlock, but it's completely